So I'm delighted this afternoon to be with Anna Harper. Huge thanks for joining me, Anna. You're going to be on our panel this coming Saturday at the National Development Summit. Look, one or two of my listeners may have not come across you before, so just to help them out, can you let my listeners know a little bit about yourself and how you created landmark projects?
Yeah, so Stefan, my business partner, and I, we started investing in general, and then we realized we really wanted to do more of that, and it gradually became more focused on development and adding a bit more value as the market sort of changed in the buy-to-let space. So we started doing bigger developments, like multi-unit developments, just 18 months ago, a year ago, and have built or are building about 50 houses and flats since then.
So
Yeah.
I was going to say that I went to one of the sites in Stoke, so that was one of the most impressive ones to say the least. Where would that be in terms of completion, Anna, right now?
Very nearly there. We've sold a couple of the units, and we're completing the rest of the site over the coming weeks. So it's really nearly the end there. That's been a big project. It's new build, barn conversion, and refurb all in one. So you've got kind of 50 guys on site at any one time, which is a bit crazy, but really good fun and amazing to see the progress from basically a really underused house and completely unused barns into 8 houses, which is exciting. So that's a good example of the kind of stuff that we do. But a lot of the other stuff has been either office to resi conversions or straight flat conversions, where you've got, let's say, a tired landlord who owns multiple flats in a building but hasn't taken great care of them, and you're refurbing all of them or reconfiguring. So some of it's more simple like that, especially down in London. And then the focus for this coming year and basically the last half of the year, really, last 9 months, has been more on office to resi conversions. So again, making use of underused space.
Am I right in saying some of what you're doing, because I've seen the pictures online, and I haven't been to Manchester for years, but I think you're doing some developments in Manchester as well.
Yeah,
What,
yeah.
what,
So we're
what,
doing 22 flats in Manchester at the moment, and again, that's really near the end of the project. So it's again like an underused office that it used to be a bank, but was no longer needed. And yeah, we've made 22 flats, mostly 1 beds, and a couple of studios and 2 bed. So that's a nice project as well. I think we always get really excited when we're adding value, both from a kind of physical perspective, but also obviously to make the money worth it, make the projects worthwhile doing.
Anna, I know you've got your own podcast coming out at some time, 2018. I take it that's one of your big goals to bring it into fruition. I've seen the pictures of some of the people involved. Can you let my listeners know a little bit more about that particular podcast, which is focused more general investments rather than specifically on property?
Yeah, exactly. So we both, my business partner and I, have both been interested in all sorts of investment over the years. And the main thing in terms of our day-to-day business is property, but we look at other stuff, and we invest in other stuff as well. And we realized there was a bit of a gap where a lot of people our age, and actually any age, were kind of feeling, I think there's a lot of misconception about investment. People find it boring, or they just turn off, and they're not as engaged as they could be. And it's actually a really exciting world, especially today when there's so many different things that you can be looking at, whether it be cryptocurrencies or wine or art, and there's something for everyone. And we just kind of wanted to open it up a bit. So we have an interview focused podcast on all types of investment, starting hopefully at the end of February, but it will certainly be the first half of this year, with some amazing people. We've got everyone from the CEO of the UK's largest pension fund to the creative director and founder of one of the best known fine jewelry companies in the UK. Some really exciting people coming on the podcast and talking about their area of expertise and just opening it up, so that it is as interesting as it can be.
So obviously networking is key to you, and of course the summit is a useful place to network as well. What's your suggestions for people to connect and meet influencers like the names you suggested? How have you come across them? Is it literally through networking, or is it through building your brand? Is it a mixture?
A mixture. I mean, I think you have to know what you want going in. So for me, like I've got a very clear objective with the podcast, which is opening up the world of investment to people who might not otherwise come across it or might not feel as engaged. And a lot of people share that. People who are interested in their field of expertise in investment understand that, because they've all been to parties where someone's turned off immediately when they say they work in pensions or whatever. And everyone kind of has a shared common objective. And I think if you can align your objectives with the person that you're speaking to, then it's much easier to make progress in terms of your network. So have a think about what you're looking for and make sure it aligns with what the people you're speaking to.
Anna, just one really quick last question, and I look forward to seeing you at the summit. Who do you look forward to most at the summit? Is there a particular person or particular people you're looking to connect, or fairly open-minded? No, it's definitely not me. So,
to be honest, I think maybe less a person in particular, but the experience I had in the last two events of yours that I came to was just, there's a real buzz, and everyone's doing really cool things or about to do really cool things. And I think it's just a bit of a hotbed of opportunity in a way. It's what you make on the day and following up after the day and before the day, like you're doing now, can actually create some really good stuff, whether it be a partnership or a friendship or whatever. And everyone's kind of out to do more and achieve more. So you've kind of already got a shared objective, and I think there's just some really good things that can come from that. So just having an open mind and letting the opportunities sort of take their course in a way is the most exciting thing, because you come away from it buzzing.
Anna, just one last final question about education, books you've been reading, and what's, if someone could take away one book which you've been reading?
One book. At the moment, I'm reading The Thank You Economy by Gary Vaynerchuk, which is really interesting, a different perspective. I think a lot of the time American authors or experts take a really different approach to the British approach to kind of marketing, technology and so on. But a lot of it is relevant to any industry in any country, and some really interesting, slightly different perspectives on how to run a more successful business. So that's what I'm reading at the moment, but I don't know.
We'll come back to that question again.
Yeah, but the other thing I was thinking before when you mentioned about books, I, to be honest, haven't been reading as much as I used to. I used to read sort of 3 books a month, but recently I haven't been reading so much, just because
you've been very busy.
Yeah, pretty busy. I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Sure. Anna, I just wanted to help or share how people can connect with you. Is there a website?
There is landmarkprojectslondon.com. There is Facebook, Landmark Projects. There is LinkedIn, me, Anna Harper, Instagram, all sorts. And then the podcast, which will be coming, and it will be the returnpodcast.com, I think. But that'll follow soon.
And on Instagram, it's Anna Harper as well?
Anna Claire Harper, with no
Anna
I.
Claire. And I just want to say huge thanks for being on the panel this coming Saturday. It's the likes of Richard Bowser, who's chairing that panel. You've got Stuart Ross, Head of Investments at Inspired Asset Management. You've got the likes of Augusta Oyunke-Ilumia. I never really get her name right, but partner at Foster De Novo, and one or two others as well who will be joining you. So huge thanks, Anna, and huge thanks to our listeners as well. So thank you.
Looking forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Thanks, Anna. All the best.
Thank you.
Bye for the moment.